Hey guys, Andrew Shrout. I'm here in the sideboard with Darin Minard. How's it going, Darin?
Pretty good. How you doing?
So you have chosen to play Legacy today, and you're playing Turbo Depths.
Yes, Turbo Depths, yep.
So tell me a little about what this deck is and why you chose to play it today.
The biggest thing is it just wants to play Depths and the stage as fast and quickly as possible.
Okay.
So, and then as many times as it needs to do.
Sure. All right. So the combo in question here, then Thespian Stage and Dark Depths. Yep. If you copy a Dark Depths with Thespian Stage, you get a free 20/20.
Right.
And the idea there is to kind of abuse that interaction as much as possible.
Correct.
So in order to abuse that, then you have Exploration, Life from the Loam, Intuition. That's kind of your lands package.
Yes.
So tell me a little about how those cards have worked out for you and how they function.
Crop Rotation and Living Wish are both just basically a free tutor.
Okay.
So, and then the Intuition's kind of a tutor sometimes when you need it to be, but it actually gets you your whole combo in, probably
Sure.
the engine of the deck, to be honest.
Okay, so you Intuition then for Life from the Loam, Stage, and Depths.
Yes.
And then no matter what they give you, you're going to end up
with both the lands and, yeah.
All right. And then you mentioned Crop Rotation and Living Witch, both 4-ofs. Both of those can get the Stage and the Depths. So you have, what, 9 virtual copies of the Depths and 11 virtual copies of the Stage?
Correct.
So a lot of redundancy here.
Yes, a lot of redundancy.
Okay. And of course, these Stage Depths decks, that's certainly, this is not the only version of the deck that does this. That's kind of been incorporated into like the traditional land shell.
Yeah.
This particular deck, we call it Turbo Depths. Really the appeal to me when I saw the list is you get to play like real Legacy cards, right?
Right. I will not play a deck in Legacy that does not have Brainstorm in it. Okay. It's by far my favorite card, so this is definitely what drew me to the deck. It's like I get to play all these lands, and I get to draw 3 cards when I want to.
Sure.
So.
Yeah, you do have 4 Brainstorm, 4 Ponder. Is it 4 Force of Will? Maybe just 3. Yeah, all 4 Force of Wills.
4 Force of Wills. Yep.
So yeah, just kind of the go-to like stock best cards and the blue cards in Legacy that give you the reasons to play blue. You get the full complement of those to go with your kind of redundant combo.
Yeah.
And then the other blue card here that might raise some eyebrows. This is not something that we see it some in Legacy, but
a little bit. Yeah.
It is not the staple that, for example, Force of Will is. But I can certainly see the appeal of it here. You have 3 Supreme Verdict in your deck.
Yes. You definitely need more blue cards for Force of Will, so they kind of up the count there, and they're just you get a lot of board stalls if you have something out like Tabernacle or Maze of Ith. Sure. And they just kind of let you reset by a ton of time.
Okay. So just kind of buys you the time you need, and I imagine a lot of people don't see it coming out of what is essentially
not
a
at all.
deck.
Yeah.
Okay. The other thing I want to talk about, for Living Wish, of course, you have a pretty healthy selection of wish targets in your sideboard. So talk to me a little about this card in general. What are the sweet ones here? Like what are the big Living Wish targets?
The big Living Wish, besides the 2 combo pieces, has to be probably Sylvan's Safekeeper.
Okay.
There's multiple times I won against control decks where I was able to get it, and then basically they can no longer target your 20/20.
Like preemptively deal with all their Swords to Plowshares and
right,
things like that.
Exactly.
Okay.
The second one would probably be the Tabernacle. A lot of times, play against Death and Taxes or whatever, they have tons of creatures out, and it just kind of blows them out. Puts them, they can't do much, and ends up actually killing a few creatures.
All right, so Tabernacle of Pendravel then just kind of like forces them to play your game rather than swarm you out.
Exactly.
Okay. So what are you hoping to play against when you're playing a deck like this?
I'm hoping to play against, like Death and Taxes comes to mind real easy. They don't actually, their particular hate cards don't really affect you as much. Sure. They have Wasteland, but they're not a fast clock, not anything like that. Just the real heavy creature-based decks tend to be really good.
You mentioned like they have Wasteland, but whatever. As strange as it sounds, even though this is a combo deck that relies on non-basic lands to function, like you don't really care about Wasteland because you can just rebuy the combo, I guess.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
Okay. So basically like decks that are playing fair.
That's exactly. Yes,
that's what you're looking for. All right, what are you hoping to avoid? What do you not want to play against?
The super unfair decks. Storm comes to mind the most. I have very little interaction with them. I do have the Force to kind of keep them honest, but it's usually not enough.
So you do have 3 Spell Pierce on the board as well.
Right, they kind of help with that too.
Yeah. So if you're just interacting on the stack, then that's all you've got.
Right, and there's a few times I've got the Aethersworn Cannons from the side with a Wish, but that's a little slow to actually work out too much.
Yeah. Okay, not something you want to kind of really be relying on there.
Right.
All right. So want to run into creatures, don't want to run into storm counts, I guess.
Yes, exactly.
Mostly.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So we just finished round 6, I believe.
Yes.
So I know I just watched you take like kind of a close loss to Miracles.
Yes, my probably one of my second worst decks. To say.
Right,
they
sure.
can kill the 2020 pretty efficiently.
Sure. Yeah. Miracles also kind of interacts on the stack, I guess.
Yes,
Like,
yes.
Not in the same way, but I can see it kind of being a problem for the same reasons.
Right.
But that was your first loss, so sitting at 5-1 now. So actually kind of still within sniffing distance of top 8.
Yeah, it's still potential.
All right. Well, I'll be rooting for you. Thanks
All
for
right.
sitting down
Thank
with
you
me,
very
man.
much.
Stick around. We've got plenty more coverage of the Legacy Open here in Dallas.